Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator tables video. My name is John. I'll be taking you through the charts this Friday, the 6th of January. Here you can see we have the live currency strength indicator tables in front of us. We have two types of tables. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are showing us the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. So the trend traders is our higher time frame and the day traders is our lower time frame. Some of the currencies here are highlighted in green. That shows there is a confluence between the two trading time frames, and that's where I'll be focusing the most of my attention when I go through these videos. Remember, the tables auto update every 15 minutes 24/7, so our members can log in at any time, day or night, from anywhere in the world and see exactly which way the markets are moving in real time. So what are the tables showing us today? Well, the trend traders is telling us that the US dollar is the strongest currency at S1, followed by the Japanese yen at S2, followed by the Canadian dollar at S3. On the weak side of the trend traders table, we've got pound at the top at W1, followed by the New Zealand dollar at W2, followed by the Swiss franc at W3. On a day trader side of things, we have the dollar topping the charts again. This is followed by the Canadian dollar at S2, followed by the Australian dollar at S3. On the weak side of things, however, we have the Japanese yen topping the table at W1, followed by the New Zealand dollar at W2, followed by the pound at W3. So you can see the yen appears here twice, but it's not highlighted. That's because it's on opposite sides of the tables, and it's shown that there is no confluence between the two trading time frames, because you've got the higher time frame showing us that it's strong, lower time frame showing us that it's weak. Okay, so there could be some kind of pullback happening from the higher time frame. Okay. Now, we are going to focus on a few pairs involving the yen. There are a few pairs I just want to take note of because we are coming into some key areas of support and resistance. But the one that I just can't take my eyes off at the moment is pound CAD. And the reason being is we've seen some pound weakness enter the market. We can see that it's the top of the trend traders, and if we actually go and have a quick look at pound US dollar first, because that was featured on the tables as well, we can see that dollar tops both tables. You can see that we've broken out of this long-term trend line and also broken back through the 200 daily moving average. At one point we were above it, we've come down and we've started to trade through it. Now we broke through the 1.2 handle, and we've continued to the downside. Now, we've already covered pound US dollar this week. We talked about it on our first video this week, and we talked about this consolidation above the 1.2, and if it can trade through the 1.2, then we're likely going to see further downside. So if you were looking at that particular video and you looked at the retest maybe here, then you would be around about 180, 190 pips up at the moment, which is nice. Now, looking at the structure of the market, I'm expecting a bit more downside here, because if we kind of look to the left where the sort of lows coming into play, there's nothing really that kind of catches my eye until we come down towards the sort of 117 handle or even the 116 handle. But the major level really for pound US dollar is this 1.15. If we look left, it's got major highs and lows that it's been tested before. If we actually go to a weekly time frame, you can see how the market has found this level in the past and rebounded quite aggressively. So the 115 is where I'm expecting price to really kind of push into before seeing any kind of retracements. Now, that it begs the question, is pound going to continue to remain weak? And you can see on this 4 hour here for pound US dollar that we're starting to break down. So you could even argue that, you know, you should be looking for further shorts here on pound. But that's what drew my attention to pound CAD as well. So if I go back to pound CAD has reached a level of resistance at the 1.6775 handle, which was the low of this sort of overall range here on this weekly time frame, and we've started to reject. We've also had a trend line resistance as well, which has acted as resistance, and we've started to push back to the downside. Now, very similar to pound US dollar, we have a fairly large level of support. This being the one spot 59 handle, which was this low back through here in 2019 in August. So that area there looks to me like I want to be looking for targets down at that point. Now, if I go down to the 4-hour time frame, there's something super interesting. We can see that price is consolidating here between the one spot 63.75 handle and the one spot 62 handle. So price has consolidated between those two levels, and we've recently traded through the one spot 62. So trading through this long-term trend line that I've drawn in as well, and you can see that all price is doing below this level is consolidating. So to me, this could offer us a bit of an opportunity to the downside, along with pound US dollar. You know, if we trade through this area here, close below, that could invite further selling pressure for an opportunity down to the one spot 59 handle. And if that's the case, you know, we've got a big old attempt at sort of 220 pips there. You know, if we had like a stop loss of sort of 70 pips, 220 pip target for a move to the downside, you know, if we were to get that breakout that we're looking for here on pound CAD. The only caveat today is obviously we've got NFP. So, you know, pound US dollar is going to be affected by that. Pound CAD's going to be affected because we do have employment data out of Canada alongside the NFP as well. So that's something to consider when you're looking at pound CAD, pound US dollar going into today. Some other charts of interest then. So like I said, there are other charts that I wanted to take a look at now. I have marked up a few that are coming into areas of support and resistance. And the first one I'm going to talk about is dollar yen. So if we bring back in the tables, we can see that dollar yen tops the day traders. And this is why the yen isn't highlighted at the moment, because we are seeing some yen weakness at the moment. But what I wanted to show you is that if you come to your dollar yen chart, you can see that we're actually at a key area of interest. So on the daily time frame here, we can see that there's a channel that's been formed ever since price came into this sort of area or broke below the one spot 42 handle. That started to form around about the end of November, and prices stayed within that channel ever since. Now we have come into some key areas of support, coming to the 130 spot 50 handle, and that kind of coincided with the US dollar index coming into a key area as well. So we've started to see the dollar strengthen at this point, yen start to weaken, which has caused this move back higher. But we are at resistance now, so if you are looking to get long this market, I would kind of heed a bit of caution here, because we've got 134 spot 50, which are the previous highs, as well as this trend line resistance, which could act as resistance again in the very, very short term. If, however, price drives through this level, maybe off NFP, maybe we get a break above this consolidation here, maybe then, you know, going into next week's trading, you could look for the opportunity towards 138 or even back towards 142. However, this is all going to depend on the data coming out today. You know, do we get the rejection here? Does price trade through? We have to wait and see for dollar yen. Another market that may have been interesting you from the tables was Kiwi dollar as well. You can see here the New Zealand featured on the weak side on both tables, dollar at the tops, and naturally it would almost be the second pair you come to when you're looking at the tables. Again, just want to show you that price is coming into an area of support, the 0 spot 62 handle. So I would be a little bit cautious with any kind of short trading opportunities on this market today, unless you're doing it on a very, very small time frame and you've got very good stop management. But 0 spot 62 handle for me is a bit of a sticking point. I would wait to see if price can trade through that level before looking for any kind of further opportunities. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Remember, it is a Friday as well. It is NFP day, so do be very careful when you're looking at opportunities in the markets. Remember, we take all our trades using these currency strength indicator tables, but we also, when we see the opportunities arrive, we have to also add other confluences in and be aware of what's going on in elsewhere in the market, like the news, for instance. So do be very careful of that. And remember, if you are a member, please log in at any time, day or night, and you'll be able to see a real-time update of the tables. So thanks for watching, and I will speak to you next week. Cheers.